Hello everyone and welcome to my first official video on YouTube. My name is Lori. I go by Black Cat Thrifter on eBay and I am documenting my reseller life. I'm a full-time teacher. I teach middle school and this is one of my passions, my hobby, my way of having fun in life. I know, I'm kind of pathetic. However, thank you so much for popping in. Please leave a comment below. So the reason why I decided to go ahead and make a video on YouTube is I was listening to Courtney at Billow Buddies. If you haven't checked out her channel, please do so. She's an amazing resource of some great items to look for if you're reselling, and just some great personality, and she connects to everybody in the reseller world. But she threw out this challenge to go to the Goodwill Bins, which is the outlet area for Goodwill. And when you walk in, there are these blue tubs, and they're filled with the stuff that didn't make it on the shelf, or just items that were overwhelming the donations. And you go in and you dig for items. So she threw out a challenge of a reseller bingo sheet. So the challenge was to go to the Goodwill Bins and find as many items as you can on this bingo sheet. So what I would like to do is I want to share with you the items that I found that I think check off the boxes on this bingo sheet. Now, it may be up for debate, but this is how I interpret some of these boxes. Some of these were really hard to find. Okay, so the first one. Actually, this is actually very cool. So one of the items that we had to find was a weird item. Okay, so as I was looking, I'm like, well, isn't this interesting? Menopause survival kit. So cool. It has been used, it's been opened, but it looks like all the parts are there, with a book and everything in it. I thought that was pretty cool. And you know, as you get older, as women, yeah, we tend to do that. So that would be fun. So up at the top side of the screen, either here or here, I'm going to put a picture of the bingo card so you can see what I found as when I went to the bin, so you can follow along. So for B, the first one under B was a toy. And so when I was going through the bins, I was able to find this really cute, it's a very cute choo-choo train with the Mickey Mouse Disney choo-choo train, blue, red, and green. It's supposed to have another one, but I looked and I couldn't find another one. But what's really cool is I found the little wooden pieces. I've got Donald and Goofy and Pluto. So I thought that was pretty cool. So they're writing, I'm going to make Donald in charge because you know how he feels about being in charge. So he's going to drive the locomotive. So the next one on under B is a new item. New in package. And these are a Zippy Paws, which is a floating device for dogs in the water, which is pretty cool. I didn't know they made those. But then I don't own a dog, so, you know, how would I know? So one of the reasons why you go to the bins is to find some really good clothing, shoes, accessories, purses, anything at a very cheap price, because the bins you pay by the pound. And the third item down on B is clothing, a clothing item. So I'm going around, and sometimes you have to be in the mood and sometimes you don't to look at. So when I was looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And I looked at the tag, and it's, let's see if you can see it. Can you see it? Woolrich which is a good brand. And it's a shawl. So, so pretty. So pretty. Sweater shawl. So somebody will like this. It's a one size fits all. So that's fantastic. So that'll work. It's really soft. Really soft. So the next one under B is a household item. No, I played loosey goosey a little bit with this one. So I was looking through and I found these absolutely gorgeous vintage wooden salt and pepper. Now they're a little worse for wear, and they're wood. Okay, and so you would take the top hat off, and that's where you'd put the salt and pepper in. And so, but Lori, salt and peppers, aren't they in the kitchen? Well, yeah, but you also put them on your dining room table, and they're on the kitchen table, wherever you eat, and that necessarily isn't in the kitchen, it's in the household. So there's my household items. Tell me what you think. Did I pay loosey-goosey with that? Whatever. They're really fun. Look at those faces. Look at those faces. They're so awesome. So to finish out the B, and I check marked everyone in the B column. I was so proud of myself. Is a sports name. Now, I live in Massachusetts, and I found this Boston Bruins. It's a foam children's foam hockey stick. All right, little worn, but that's okay. You can see a little wear. It's all right. But we have die-hard Bruins fans, so this was a pretty cool score. So how are we doing so far? Thank you. So if you've been hanging out with me so far, thank you so much. Let's continue on with the bingo challenge. So under the eye, if you look at the picture, under the eye, the first box is a kitchen item. Now, you can find kitchen items. Sometimes they're really good. And today, the day that I went to the bins, the kitchen items were not so great. However, I found something that you have to wear in the kitchen in order to have a better cleaning experience when you cook. And that is an apron. Now, wouldn't this be perfect if you decided to make homemade pasta and you wore your apron in the kitchen? So this is my kitchen item. I thought it was pretty cool. You have to be creative with these items. You have to be creative. Okay. So my next item is a hat. And who doesn't love pom-poms in the winter? So I found this one and I was looking at it and I'm looking for the brand and it's LL Bean. LL Bean. Okay, kids, size small to medium. Okay, and it's got the little pom-poms. And they're strong, they're not loose. So I thought that was a good pickup. I thought that was a good pickup. All right, plush. If you look under the eye, the next one under hat is plush. And I was so stoked to find this. This has been on my BOLO list. See how I use that, Courtney? My BOLO list for a very long time because I've been seeing other resellers pick up this particular brand of plush. And so when I was looking through, I just happened to see this gorgeous, look at this gorgeous hair. Look at this gorgeous hair. This animal plush. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, does he have feet? Because, you know, I can't find the feet. So there's 1, 2, and I can feel the nubbins, 3, and 4. And I'm like, okay, so where's the tag? Where's the tag? I need to find the tag. And I'm looking and I'm looking. And I look at this and I kind of squeal. I squeal. And it is a Jellycat. If you don't know, Jellycat is a fantastic plush brand. I was so stoked. I think this is my favorite find out of the whole thing. Look how so cute he is. He's so cute. and he's so soft. So this has to be my favorite. I know I've said that a million times, but I just have to say it again. He's my favorite. Now, I got to eye, and I looked and I looked and I dug and I dug and I dug, and I just could not find a piece of jewelry that was either together or of good quality or wasn't broken into a million pieces. So unfortunately, I have to go on that one. But I did find a piece of media, which it's just different enough that it caught my eye. And I'm not a big record person. I don't know anything about them, but I saw this and I'm like, okay, this has got to be interesting at some point. So, a German sing-along record. And with Will Galahe, his orchestra and his chorus, playing the accordion. There's the list of songs. I'm not even going to attempt because I don't speak German. But isn't this such a vintage record cover? And the record is in really great shape. Really, really great shape. Just seems to be wiped down. No cracks, no scratches. It's like, wow. In the bins, no less. So, I thought that was pretty cool. So there's my media. All right. 2 columns down, 3 to go, and it's an N with a free space. So that was pretty awesome. The next item for N was, I was just walking around and I saw these and I'm like, oh my gosh, that has to be the biggest pair of shoes I have ever seen in my life. And not only are they the biggest pair of shoes I've seen in my life, they're Bogs on top of it. Bogs is a very nice brand to see. So look at these things. Look at my head and look at these shoes. I think they're going to be unique. So, and they're wicked heavy. They are a water shoe, okay? And I'm looking inside, and it is a US size men's 17. A size 17. Yeah. So I picked this one for the shoes under on the bingo card. So under shoes is a Christmas item. So I, believe it or not, I'm playing a little loosey-goosey with this. So I found in the bins this fantastic, this vintage plastic melted bead lamp. Okay, there's the light. Okay, and I'm wondering, so I found this vintage popcorn plastic nightlight. Okay, there's the light right there. And one of the great things about the bins is they usually have a place where you can plug in things to see if they work. And it works. So how's that for a Christmas decoration? It's a star. Stars are Christmas. So that was pretty awesome. All right, so under the free space is a craft item. Now there's a lot of loose stuff at the bins that you could probably pull together to create a craft lot. But I was hoping to find something a little bit more profitable or a little bit more together. And actually, I found a new old stock item from Rubbermaid. And it is a sew-and-tote by Rubbermaid party plan. And it is new in package, never been opened. And it is an item where you put your loose pins and needles and then your thread and other accessories up on top. And away you go. So that was pretty cool. New in package. Anything new in package, you know, at the bins is pretty cool. The last thing under I is an item that is linen. And I was actually sorting, and I was finding a lot of linen blend, a lot of cotton, but then it was either ripped or stained. And you'll have to forgive me, I haven't washed this yet, so it's linen, so it is very wrinkly. So I found these pair of linen cropped loft. Let me see it. Loft pants. There we go. Apologies, this is my first time I'm doing this. Loft pants. So there's my linen. I'm like, yes, let's grab it. Grab it and go. Grab it and go. So before I continue on to the letter G in the bingo card, I do want to throw out some thanks for inspiration. If you haven't subscribed to these people on YouTube or have found them on Instagram, you really need to check them out because they're inspiring, they're knowledgeable, and they're educators. One of them is Kat, the nurse flipper. She used to be a nurse and now she's a full-time reseller, and she has an amazing amount of information to do with the reselling world and for items. Another one is Danny, the niche lady. She lives out in Las Vegas, and she is, again, an excellent educator. She is inspiring, and she will just support and love and just lift up everybody in the reselling community. She is amazing. You need to go follow her. And another one is one I watch all the time. A couple of people, actually. If you'll check out the Let's Do Lunch podcast, we have Kristen Arul Scroll, Angie Resells, and Rachel Strickland. These three ladies are just an amazing trio of powerhouses. They are kicking it and really, really being out there to support the women in the reselling world. They are a fabulous bunch of people, and you really need to go check out their YouTube. It's amazing. So thank you, ladies. There's a lot of other inspirations out there. I follow a lot of people on YouTube. The community is wonderful, but those women are the ones that really inspired me to go ahead and do this. And of course, thank you, Courtney, for throwing out this challenge and helping me feel confident enough to go ahead and do this. All right, so here goes to the G column. Now, under the G column, you'll notice that it's any holiday item. Now, I was going to put the star on this one, and I was also going to put something else. This was my, where'd it go? This was my first contender for a holiday item. Right, isn't he cute? Aren't they cute? Down at the bins. All intact. But this also, next item that I ultimately chose, also could have been for the weird item that's coming up. But I chose it for the holiday item because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and this is the only time that you would use this item is for Thanksgiving. And that is the stuffing cage. I looked at that and I looked at that and I looked at that and I'm like, I have no idea what that is. But literally, of course, thank you, visuals. You put your stuffing inside this cage, fold it up, and then stuff the cage inside of your turkey. So when it's done, you could just pull it out and you don't have to dig for the stuffing. It's all right there. And I'm like, cool. So can you understand why this would have been weird or holiday? And so there it is. There it is. Yeah. You know, I picked this out to resell, but I may just have to try this Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. Not sure. Anyway, so that was my holiday item. I'm playing loosey-goosey. So when you go to the bins, you hope that you're going to find like the diamond in the rough. Those things that are high-end on bolos, the name brands, you're hoping you're going to find the high-end items. For example, Salvatore Ferragamo, Coach, Louis Vuitton, those Prada, those items like this. So I was looking for those and I didn't find one. And the next one on the next one energy is bag or purse. So since my dreams of finding a Louis Vuitton in the bins was dashed that day, I came across this pretty awesome rattan and leather purse with this fantastic woven design. It is not, there's no name. It's very clean inside, which is one of the things you want to look for when you look for these items in the bin. Sometimes, even though they're a high-end item, if they are pretty beat up on the inside, it's probably not worth getting. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I love the design. All right, battery operated is the next one. So I was debating whether this was going to be my toy or my battery operated, but since it's the only thing I got that was battery operated, it had to go in this one. But it's a set of 3. So do I get triple the points, Courtney, if I do this? It's 3. May I? So these are little tiny. I got a sheep. It says so. As you can see, it says so right there. Sheep. A zebra. And an alligator. And so it's battery operated. See, you have to open it up, get the battery. All right. And when you turn it on,
I'm an alligator. I like to swim. Watch me as I dive on in. I'm Aiden. I'm an alligator.
so he lights up here. He has the sound, and he rolls around. I didn't check the other ones. I wonder if the sheep.
I'm Shelly. I'm a sheep.
I hope these are not copyrighted.
I'm a sweet and gentle sheep. Let's be friends.
All right, let's see if the zebra. Have to do all 3, right? Have to do all 3. Oh, he works. Can you see? Oh, maybe he doesn't work. Oh, maybe he's broken. I don't think you're supposed to sound like that. Okay, so maybe we can do a little TLC on him. But we have Aiden and we have the sheep, and they're battery operated, and they're just adorable. So I tried, but I couldn't find a bathroom item that was appropriate to have in this bingo. So unfortunately, there we go. But I did find a vehicle. I did. I found a car at the bins. You want to see it? It'll shock you. Here is my car. Let's do a little Donkey Kong. Okay, so here he is. There's the information on the back. And so he's driving a car of some sort. So this is my vehicle. I wonder if he'll let me borrow it. Probably not. It's Donkey Kong. So let's just keep going down the O in bingo. And I found, as I was digging around, I found this beautiful silk tie, 100% silk. But what caught my attention? Carlos Santana. And there's the title. So ties are something that are still worn. And I thought that was a very, very cool accessory. All right, here's my thing. I did not find a garage item. Nope, I just didn't. I could sneak and get it, but that'd be cheating. The next item on the O, let's see, is costume or dress up. Now, you think, I kind of went at the end of October, beginning of November, you would think there was be a lot of Halloween stuff there, and there wasn't. So I was looking and I'm like, how could I do this? And I ended up finding this awesome, awesome jacket from Disney Descendants. And I thought, how cool is that? How cool is that? It's in really great condition. So there we go. There's my dress up. I thought that was cool. I watched the first show and didn't watch anymore. All right. So my next item, let me see if I can find out where I put them. So the last item on the O is a doll, and this is a folk doll. She's porcelain, okay? Porcelain hands. I believe the feet are porcelain inside of the shoes. So pretty good find. A bin's fine. And there's nothing wrong with her. No cracks, no nothing. Pretty good. So this wraps up my first ever video on YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging in. If you hung out for the whole entire time and listened to my rambling, I really appreciate it. Please, just keep an eye out. Subscribe if you want to. I'm hoping to start building up my videos and sharing what it's like for me to hang out and resell items. So go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification button, and I hope to see you at some point. See you later. Thanks for stopping by.